Hello everyone, welcome back in my video series on Analytic Designer. Today I'd like to talk about data action in a planning scenario, a recurring task that planners must do in an SAC story is to trigger a large number of data action, and this in a very specific order. The result is that they are often overwhelmed by this task. They forget to trigger them. They trigger them in the wrong order. They need to click through them one by one, and so on. The good news is that with Analytic Designer, you can drastically simplify the process. So let's see how to do it. I have created a very simple application. This application contains a planning table here, and in this table I have two dimensions, a product dimension and a responsibility centered dimension. And what I want to do is basically to allocate a certain amount to few of these products and few of these responsibility center. So first I'm going to do it like if I was in a simple SAC story. So I will type 9,000 like this. And so this is in the unassigned member of the product dimension, and I'm going to click on this data action. So this will copy this 9,000 to the target product. I've already selected the athletic shirt and the athletic shorts. So I just run this data action, and I will see the results in my table. So you can see on the apparel dimension, the 9,000 value has been allocated to my two products here. And now what I want to do is to allocate this value to a few of the responsibility centers. So I will click on the second data action here, and I need to select few locations. So I already selected these three locations, Germany, Italy, and Berlin. So I run the data action, and I can see now the results. And I can see that for Germany, Italy, and Berlin, the value has been allocated in the athletic shirt and athletic short. So you see that I need to trigger one by one and in the right order the data action to get this result. So now, instead of triggering the data action one by one and in the right order, let me show you how you can use the data action script APIs to automate this process. So first, I will filter on the product dimension and on the athletic shirts and athletic shorts on which I want to allocate my amount, and also on my responsibility center for EMEA, so Germany, Italy, and Berlin. And then the only thing I have to do is basically to click on this allocate values button. So let me click on it, and you can see that first it copies the amount in the product dimension, and then automatically copied the amount on the responsibility center. And I can see that everything has been copied in one shot into my table. So let's switch to the edit mode of my application, and let's see the code associated to the allocate values button. So the first thing to notice is that there are two data action technical components that have been created, and these technical data action components are relying onto data action in the SAC tenant. So if I switch to the data action view, I can see my two different data action here. So allocate underscore product and the second one here. If I open one, what it does, it's simply from the product dimension and from the unassigned field, it copies the amount in this field to the target product, and this is where we pass this data action is waiting for product parameters. So same apply for the allocate responsibility center. It's the same kind of data action. So basically from the unassigned field, it will copy the result into the target responsibility center. So now if I'm come back to my application, let's open the code associated to my button here, and let's describe what happened here exactly. So first, there is a message which is displayed when I click on my button, and which display preparing execution. Then I get the filter, so the filter that I have selected on my product dimension and the filters that I have selected on my responsibility center. If you remember, for this product, it was the short athletics and shirt athletics. So I get these two dimension filters, and then I use this set that filters on parameter method, in which I provide different arguments. So the first one is a product filter I have retrieved here. Then the an ID here. So it's, if I go here, sorry. Then the parameter ID, and finally a data action. Okay, so the first data action is copy product, and second is copy responsibility center. If I have a look to this method, what it does is basically first check if the filter value are single selection or multiple selection. In my case, it was multiple selection. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cast the result as a multiple filter value, where I specify the filter I have selected previously. And then these parameters, so the multi-filter values, are passed to my data action. So my copy product and my copy responsibility center, basically data action, for which I set the parameter values, which are the filter I have selected, the value I have selected for filtering my two dimension. So now if I come back to my previous button code here, then from there, the busy indicator will display that first we copy the product. And to do that is basically we use a data action technical component on which we execute. We use the execute method, so it will run the data action. And if this data action is successful, then we will trigger the second data action, so the responsibility center copy data action, and again we will use on this data action the execute method to run it. And that's the way it works basically, and that's the way we can trigger automatically the two data action in the script. In conclusion, we have seen how to use the data action APIs. First, we have created two data action technical components relying on data action in this SAC tenant. Then we have passed to these data actions the filter parameters by using the set parameter value method. And finally, to trigger in a row these two data action, we have used the execute method. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.